Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I go by the Blue Light Oracle, and today I wanted to do a reading for you in regards to the upcoming holidays, regardless of what you celebrate, what to expect, how to prepare, how to get into the right mind frame, how to deal with whatever happens during holidays. So I'm going to do a few piles, so we'll start picking the piles now. Okay, this one. So this deck here is the Warrior Spirit. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at each card individually. So this card is the Shakti card with the message, "Stand in your power." You have the Tree of Life. And this one has the message, "Continue your spiritual journey." Pile 3, you have Carnelian with the message, "Embrace your passions." And for pile 4, you have Present Moment Awareness. With the message, "Value your spiritual journey." Okay, and if you like to select with gems or stones, I'll add these to this now. Okay, so let's take a look at your gems here. So for pile 1, you have this is a little cube of Howlite. Camera doesn't have great definition, but hopefully you can see. For pile 2, you have a piece of amber. For pile 4, you have a big chunk of rose quartz. And for pile 4, you have peach selenite. This is small of selenite. Okay, so take your time to look over the cards, see which ones call to you. If more than one call to you, you can feel free to watch those. I'll be doing the shuffling process next, and then we'll get into your readings. Otherwise, you can look below. There will be details in the description of each pile, so feel free to go there. Otherwise, I'll see you in your reading, and I'll give you some time now to sit with this and see which cards call to you. Hello everyone, so we're going to do the shuffling process now. It's always nice to shuffle on camera so you can, one, see how the shuffling process is done, but also you get to be here with and add your energy as well. So there's a few oracle cards and I've got a couple of tarot for this one. What do the piles need to regards to? Okay, there's pile between them. There's two here. I'm gonna put these here. I feel like they're for that one. What do the piles need to know? Yeah. 2, 4, 3. Yeah, so my idea with this is there's many different types of holidays people celebrate, so this isn't centralized around any one. It's really more centralized around, I guess, coming together with family or dealing with preparations, anything like that. Whatever you want to allocate to this reading is what it's for. So recording this, this will come out tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 22nd of the 11th. 22/11/22. Okay, and with the tarot, I am going to read them if they are reversed. To do one in each and then come back and do another one. Just to get a clearer understanding of the situation. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Okay, so that concludes the shuffling process. So feel free to skip to your video. The information will be down below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy your video and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile number one. So you've chosen today the White Howlite and the cards at the bottom. You've chosen the Shakti with the message of stand in your power. So it says on here, Shakti is the creation, destruction, and balance. Life, death, and rebirth. What does it say? The energy, the fire, the force of life. So let's have a look at your cards. Okay, so you've got flying. Straight away, interesting, because this is talking about moving. So either you're flying to somewhere or people are flying to you, traveling, which makes sense with holidays, right? There's going to be some form of traveling. You have the wise one. Grow within your current situation. You also have abundance. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot. So you have the death card. have the Queen of Discs. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Eight of Swords reversed. So this is what it looks like upright. Okay, so what do I see for you, pile number one? I do see that there is like a shift. There's like some kind of move, not a shift exactly, like the flying just feels like a relocation, but also because it's coming, this is about holidays, it feels like people are flying to you, or you're flying somewhere, or someone's traveling in some kind of way. We have the Queen of Discs right under the abundance, and the Queen of Discs is very passionate. She's very she shares her knowledge, her wealth. We've got the Wise One here, so for some of you, I feel like you're going to be either around someone like this, someone who has a wealth of knowledge, who can share experiences, maybe past things that have happened in the family if you're catching up with family. It's going to be like quite a change, like a good change. You're going to be watching generations grow as well for some of you if you are have, say, children or grandchildren, or if you're coming together with family in general who have children now. It's going to be quite a relaxing time. Overall, I will say for you, pile number one, it looks like a really nice break, nice holiday. It's going to be, I feel like it's going to be overall very successful. I can see here with the Eight of Swords, reverse is interesting because it just makes me think of you weren't stuck. You're realizing that you were never stuck. And so that could be, just saying that, I feel like for some of you, you know exactly what that's about. But it could mean for you that what made you feel stuck is now changing in your mind, or changing in your family, or the people you're getting, that you're meeting up with. And so now you can see that you were never stuck. You always had the power to either make the changes or remove yourself from the situation, talk to the people that are going to be the ones that actually have the knowledge. So for some of you, I do feel like you're going to gain some insight into maybe some family patterns, or some kind of like new thing. Something new is going to pop up and that's going to be surprising. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be like someone's pregnant, or which is probably huge actually, but it could be anything. It could be some information about your grandfather or grandmother or whoever that you didn't know about, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. So I feel like you're going to get some insight depending on who you kind of spend more of your time with. If you are this person, it's talking about enjoying the time with family, basically. Some people, look, there's always going to be some kind of conflict that's not too big, but like kind of brotherly, sisterly kind of banter, let's say, and that kind of thing. That kind of thing is always going to be there, but I feel like this year it's going to change from being something that was more, say, hurtful. Maybe there's some toxicity is going to be cut out and relations are going to be improved. I feel like that's the main takeaway, is relationships within the people you're going to meet around. Maybe not for you specifically, but you might even just see those changes growing, or those changes occurring, so that growth can continue. Because Shakti is all about standing in your power. It's also about standing up for yourself. This whole read is looking like doing what you want to do with family. So hanging out with the ones that are going to, say, teach you about some of the old things from the past, because this is what the Wise One's all about. Learning from elders, not assuming you know everything, and learning from elders. So learning whether if you're the elders teaching the younger ones, whether they're listening or not, they still hear you. They might act like they don't know or don't want to hear it, but it'll still go into their brain and it'll be processing in some way. Whether they reject whatever you're saying or not, at least you've put that out there and then just let it be. I feel like this overall is going to be really nice nice holiday. There's not too much I can see in the cards that are saying, you know, to watch out for anything. I feel like some of the change that's occurring is in regards to old ways. They'll be changing in your mind so that you can just sit back and relax and chat to the people, you know, enjoy your meals, enjoy your drinks, whatever you're doing during your holidays or whatever celebrations, whether that's in regards to like faith driven or just eating or just catching up, whatever that is, and whatever part of the world you are watching from. These little bubbles are really shining out here, and I didn't really see them before with the flying. So I feel like it's going to be almost more than nice. It'll be catching up with people that you may not have seen for a while and just really getting a whole lot of clarity on how things have changed and how people have grown and what's new in their life. So I feel like, yeah, overall it's going to be fantastic. You got abundance in the middle of this. You got the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about growth, compassion, and all that kind of good stuff. So if anything does change, maybe there is some news that will be interesting coming up. Who knows what that'll be? I feel like that's for you to live through and journey through, not to find out before you go. Maybe someone will hint at that in the family before you get there, but it'll be nice to just catch up with everyone, have a great holiday, and yeah, I don't see anything else in the cards today. It looks like a very nice time for you coming up in the next month or so. And so that is what I see in your reading today, pile number 1. So thank you very much for being here. It looks like a great reading. It looks like a great time for you to go on holiday or catch up with family, friends, whoever. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. So you've chosen today the Amber. This is from the last reading. It's going to be right there. And you also have the Tree of Life. So this is about continue your spiritual path. Very interesting coming up with like a holiday type reading, but maybe there's something in these cards that will talk to that. The message on here is gain insight into your true self, place in the world, and nature of God. Okay, so the message on here is journeying from the conscious to the unconscious worlds. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. Right, so we've got 2 cards here for this pile. So you've got the Bone Collector. You have the Compass. Very interesting straight away with the continue your spiritual path. You're on the right path. You're on the right path. This doesn't have to necessarily be spiritual, but for most of you, I feel like it will be spiritual. Even though we're talking about holidays, I feel like either another message or this holiday, this kind of celebration, whatever you're coming to at the end of the year is going to involve or have in a big way, be part of your spiritual journey. So we have Traveler. Move in a new direction. I feel like this is in regards to actually traveling towards your destination, as well as your spiritual path. So for some of you, you might be traveling overseas or flying or driving, however that may be. Or people are coming to you, you're the host, you're hosting this. Okay, so we also have Forgiveness. Interesting. Especially with the Bone Collector. We'll come to it. I'll pull the cards first and then I'll come back to it all. So you have the Prince of Wands reversed. These are getting read reversed as well. I'm going to be viewing them as reversed and thinking about that as part of the read. Okay, so you have the Tower. You also have the Devil reversed. And you have the Ace of Wands. Talk about some paths. We're talking about path, new direction, path, something changing, another path. So this is very interesting with this one, pile number 2, because one, this does involve your spiritual path. So I don't know if specifically you're going to gain some kind of insight or something's going to happen at this next holiday or even the holiday after this. My intention was for the holidays coming up till the end of the year. So whether that you celebrate, I think Americans have Thanksgiving coming up this week. Yes, Thanksgiving, and there's also Christmas, Hanukkah, and all sorts of other holidays until the end of the year. Even New Year's Eve can be part of this as well. But I do see this compass coming out. You're on the right path. You want to stay on this right path. You're being asked to stay on your true path. Whether that's shifting off slightly as well. So you might be on this line and it might have pushed you here to get back. It's okay. This is like a new path to get back onto the right path, whatever's the right path for you. And I feel like something's going to happen in the next few months in regards to this. So at a celebration, maybe there will be some kind of forgiveness needed here, whether that's to you, to yourself, or to someone else. And when I say forgiveness, that does not mean to write off their bad choices, bad behaviors, anything like that. It's just for you to choose a new path of happiness. That's all it's about when forgiveness. When we forgive other people, we're not saying what you did is okay. It's more saying what you have done, you have done. I'm choosing to move on in a new direction and be happy. So with the Tower, it feels like rebuilding, but lots of change for sure with the Ace of Wands as well. A more happier direction. So maybe for some of you, it does feel like you have been traveling on a specific path that isn't giving you or isn't flowing in a way that is true to your own spiritual journey, your own work, career, life, love journey, whatever that may be. And so now it's a time to stop and evaluate what is going to make you happy in your heart of hearts, let's say, or your soul. What is going to make your soul happy? So stepping out of your desired or the ego path and back into the soul path, let's say, what your soul desires. The Bone Collector coming out first and being the number 1 card, I feel like your first response may be out of past conditioning when you catch up with some of these people. I'm not saying these people are easy to get along with. Like, this Prince of Swords does feel like someone else, but also it can spark that kind of fiery element within yourself as well. And then choices aren't as easy to be made, let's say, or the choices that you make might not be to your true nature. They're from past conditionings, is what I want to say. So you might feel unworthy, without courage. You may see yourself flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized while you're dealing with these people. And so you might have been working to build this, growing in a particular way, because this tree here is like making its own way. There's a path going that way, but it's also making its own way. And then when you get pulled back into these situations with friends and family, anyone like that, it's time to really stop and think, do I need this to happen again? Is this cycle going to happen again? Am I happy to keep doing this kind of same cycle with the same sort of people? Or do I want this big change? Do I want to go in a new path? It's really up to you. As I say, forgiveness isn't about forgiving and writing off what other people have done. It really is about choosing happiness and choosing a new path. I do feel like this is a great opportunity to move in a new direction, though, in a happier way. And I will also say I feel like this is part of your true path, your true spiritual path. That's never easy. Otherwise, it would be simple for everyone to just follow their path. It's generally going to be some of the hardest options. I feel like it's best to take a global look at the situation and really ask yourself, are you happy with everything that's happening with your family or in your life? And if it is, absolutely fine. Just don't get caught up in this old cycle or old conditionings where you've been around certain people, so you start acting a particular way or mirroring their behaviors. Just ask yourself, is acting like this going to make me happy just because they are? Or have I grown enough now to move on from that? So this might be a eureka moment, let's say, for some of you. It might be, great, I actually understand where this is coming from now, where this old conditioning is coming from. I'm choosing to move forward for myself. I'm not going to fall back into these old conditionings. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to move on from these situations and start looking towards the future, making that change, making this tower change. It doesn't feel like a tower change where it's completely unexpected. I feel like for some of them, it might be, they might see you and be like, whoa, this is not how you used to act or used to be. Or maybe you'll even see, for some of you, you'll see this person as like, wow, they have made a real change. Is that for the good or the best? Who knows? It's up to them. That's their journey. I've got my journey to go on. I feel like for some of you, this person here is this kind of tower kind of person where they do something unexpected. For some of you. Just for some of you, this is like this person who is... Because the devil does talk, especially reverse, does talk about addictions and that kind of thing. But the Prince of Wands reversed is generally acting in a cruel, kind of arrogant kind of manner. So I don't know if that can relate to anyone in your life or that you might be catching up with from your family or anything like that with the holidays coming up. I do feel like the holidays are going to be good. I know this looks like a very serious kind of read, but I do feel like it's going to be enlightening. The bone collector with the kind of aura around, she's still smiling. Like, she can now understand her own patterns, some of the things that come up within family, especially. I keep saying family because it's just how it's coming through to me. And now they're breaking that cycle, starting to rebuild that new tower and going towards like a new path. There's even a tower in the background. Maybe you've already started to build a new kind of life, let's say. That could be internal as well. It doesn't have to be moving to a new city or house or anything like that. It can be breaking down some of the patterns within yourself that you think about, emotional, whatever that may be, and rebuilding those in a more true to you kind of way. It's very interesting with this devil because I'm just having a quick look in the book and I'm just going to read what they have put just in here, some keywords with the devil reversed. Interesting, right next to forgiveness. So it talks about not wanting to let go of the shadow, inability to forgive yourself, suffering and oppression. So is this person causing that kind of feeling within you? Is that person you and you're causing that feeling within you when you catch up with family? Are they kind of just being themselves, just them there causes this kind of conflict within? I will say for some of you, before you go, maybe it's time to think about these kind of interactions. Have a plan for yourself. Have like okay, if, grandma, whoever's the kind of culprit, whoever they are, says something like this, which normally triggers me to say something like this, and an argument breaks out, they're probably going to be themselves and do that. I can't change that. That's just how they are. But now it's time to stand in my power and either is the right thing to stand up and say, you know what, I don't like it when you talk to me like that, or is it time to just say, okay, when they say this kind of thing, I'm going to either ignore them or, you know what's best for you. Because all you really want to do, I feel like, is be happy with your family in this kind of situation. Or be happy as much as you can be around large groups of people. But I do feel like in the end, you will see all this. you'll have a great plan, and this will all kind of shift in some way by just looking at this reading and being here today. It's going to remind you of your true north path going forward. There's like some change here. There's a tiny little butterfly here. There's this kind of, I feel like just listening to the reading, it's going to shift some of the perspective and help when these situations come up in the future or in the next couple of months. But I do feel like overall, it's going to be eye-opening. It's going to be karma releasing. It's going to feel much better knowing this now and then moving through it when you get the chance in the future. This does feel like a lot of soul growth coming up for you, pile number 2, in just the next couple of months. But I do feel like you've been putting in the work for much longer, and now it's going to come to a new fruition is the right word, do I want to say? Yeah, I want to say that eureka moment again, and just it's moving on from the past is what I want to say into the new you. Alright, and that's what I see for you today, pile number 2. Thank you very much for being here. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like the content, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Take care. My pile number 3, so you've chosen today the Rose Quartz with the Carnelian card. Talks about be kindling to your body's fire. This also has the message of embrace your passions. So the little message here is, for confidence and self-expression, look no further than the fiery Carnelian. Okay. Let's see how that relates to your reading. To separate these. So you have the Strength card. You have the Direction Guardian, choose your path. Right, you have the Adventures card. Very interesting. Choose your path and adventures. What kind of holidays are you coming up to? Okay, so we have the Hermit reversed. Have the Lovers card. You have the Three of Cups. Very nice. And you also have the Star reversed. So a lot of mages coming up too. Alright, so pile number 3, very interesting with the fiery Carnelian coming out. But this is why I felt drawn to... I don't have a piece of Carnelian. Actually, I do have a very small piece of Carnelian. But this is why I was drawn to the Rose Quartz. And straight away it just felt like unconditional love. Love of self. And then we've talked about starting to be the kindling to your body's fire. It's like getting that passion back into your life, standing up for yourself, getting that strength back, choosing your own kind of direction. It looks like you're going to have a fantastic time. We've got the Lovers and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is always about celebration. These little geckos are having a good time drinking together. It's kind of break out of this isolation. Come out of your shell is what I want to say. And I know how that can sound because I was always told that growing up. So come out of your, break out of your shell, come out of your shell kind of response. And it was kind of irritating, and so I don't like using it now. But this is exactly how it's kind of coming through to me to tell you. It's like an adventure. It's like a new path. Maybe it is some kind of meeting. Some of you, I feel like for some, this is just for some, you're going to be meeting for the first time maybe, or catching up with your partner's family, or some family which are going to have a lot of friends. The celebration is just reminding me of New Year's for sure. I feel like for a lot of you, this is many different little holidays coming up. And for some of you, it's one particular holiday that you're looking forward to. Might have to come out of your shell a little bit. It looks like you've done a lot of work as well on yourself. You've already started to build your passion, your ideas, put your plans into action, let's say. You're already starting this. This holidays is almost like a celebration of what you've put, all the hard work you've put into the year, I want to say as well. Maybe you already have come out of your shell, but just make sure you do come out so you can celebrate because you deserve it. I feel like with the star reverse, you're almost feeling unworthy in some way, but that's old you. This is old you. This isn't you now. You deserve to get the gift of whatever that is for you. I feel like some of you will be getting gifts. We're coming up to Christmas as well, so of course you are, but it's getting something that you maybe feel like you don't deserve, whether that is like this great relationship you're finally starting to develop, or these great friends that you've got now. Literally by flexibility or whatever it was throughout the year, have pulled yourself up and have had like a lot of responsibilities, and you've got yourself in a direction. You've chosen your path for some of you. For some of you, this is like a change that's happening, a change you've already starting to go through. Maybe this is something coming up for a few of you as well, but I do feel like you've already put the groundwork if you haven't started to do this. So make that change. Enjoy these holidays coming up. Accept that gift that you're going to get. You have worked on it. You do deserve it, no matter what you think. That's very old kind of way of thinking. Keep that fire going. I do feel like your holidays are going to be absolutely fine. They're going to be fun. It's just how much fun is up to you. Do you want to take some kind of... It's not like a risk. It's just go out for fun. Have some little adventures. Catch up with people that maybe you haven't talked to for a while. There's going to be so many little things. I just see so many little holidays, so I don't know if this is a whole bunch of little things coming up, like work dues and then partners' work dues, or family catching up, New Year's. There is an American holiday, Thanksgiving coming up as well for some of you. There's so many different holidays in the next couple of months that I feel like this can relate to, which is why we have the Direction Guardian. Make sure whatever you do is actually what you want to do too. Don't be forced into anything. Make sure you've got the knowledge now by going within. You don't need to stay hidden, I want to say. Just enjoy some of the stuff. For a few of you, I feel like you're a little bit like me. You like a homebody, so you like to stay home and maybe not always go out to different events and all that kind of thing. It's like, maybe I'll go, but you know you're not going to go. Maybe just do that. Just enjoy it. Just go to something. If you're not enjoying it, you can always leave, right? Whatever feels good for you, of course. Take those little adventures. But I do feel like there's lots of like invitations. People want to connect with you, to get to know you, get to catch up and just see what happened during the year. Celebrate all the little wins that you've had throughout the year. Reflect on the year is important as well, I feel, for all of you. How have you grown? Look at yourself 1 year ago and say, how have I grown? And just be proud of that. Celebrate that, however you do that. And please flip this up and follow your true calling. What's your heart desire, your soul desire? Because even though these are in reverse, you can flip these up. It's your choice. Just by even getting this reading, maybe it's already started to make you think, yeah, I do deserve this. What am I doing? Why am I thinking like that? That's old kind of me. Now I can go out and enjoy myself again. It's time to celebrate. It's time to embrace, the new connections I can build. Whether that's or rekindling the old connections. Enjoy, your family that you haven't seen in a while, or whatever, due to put down that world and just celebrate. Celebrate for a while and then get back on to whatever you want to do. Whatever you feel is right for you. So to summarize, I feel like you're going to have a fantastic next couple of months. Always going to be some things. Come out of your shell a little bit. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the celebration festivities. You do deserve it. The path forward is up to you. You can flip the star. You can flip the hermit. And actually move this all forward. And I feel like this will be a very enjoyable couple of months coming up for you, pile number 3. So that is exactly what I see in the cards today. So thank you very much for being here. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Also subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Hi, pile number 4. So you've chosen today the peach Selenite. Don't get to see all its glory. Okay, and you also have present moment awareness. Very interesting. This has the message of value your spiritual journey. So when I was pulling these, I was like, okay, so continue your spiritual path, value your spiritual journey. You might be drawn to pile number 2 as well. Let's see what comes out in these cards, because it could say a very different story. But we'll have a look. This has the message on it of the present moment is what matters. Your body knows it, your cells do it, so listen. It also has the message, the time is now, the moment is here. So the time is now, the moment is here. Maybe something like preparing for what's going to happen, or preparing for the holidays that are coming up. Okay, so we have the Dragon's Lair. Very interesting. A little bit ominous. Maybe this is why there was planning needed. You have the Earth Guardian with stay rooted and grounded. Yeah. You have Wonders. Okay, we'll have a look at the tarot cards. So you have the Princess of Discs. Have the Four of Wands. I might just move these up here. Just put that there. Have the Eight of Cups reversed. And we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So for you, pile number 4, I do want to read the Dragon's Lair. Now take this with a grain of salt and take what resonates, because I feel like some of this will be what's coming up, but I don't want it to distract you from the end result being successful or a celebration, because this is getting cheered on in the Four of Wands here. So I'm going to read exactly what's here. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there's greater value in risk-taking than in remaining unchallenged. New territories are awaiting to be discovered. So what does that mean exactly? I do feel like past connections with regards to coming up with holidays, catching up with old friends, family, members. There's always going to be an area of unknown, let's say, and that's exactly what the Wonders is about. It's unknown, but embracing some of these new things, or seeing how people have grown and changed from the past, will be what you see, and what the Wonders will come from that. This is like gifts, this is like good things. So You have the option of obviously isolating yourself with the Dragon's Lair. I feel like some people will be like, nope, I'm not going to that. I'm not inviting this person. No, no, no. I feel like it's a real opportunity. Firstly, with the Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. It's talking about really grounding yourself, spending time in nature, however you do it, meditating. There's visualizations of roots growing into the earth, that kind of meditation. Whatever it is that helps you see clearly, just know that this whole situation that's coming up in the next couple of months is part of your spiritual path. Value your spiritual journey. It's all about the now with this card coming out as well. You've chosen this for a reason. Prepare for it. Maybe now you need to start thawing out whatever's happened, some kind of icy relationship potentially, or even dealing with people that have really undervalued your work or what you do, not appreciated who you were or who you are emotionally. There could be so many things that you're going to catch up with some people if you choose to. I feel like it will be an opportunity to grow, especially with the Princess of Discs coming out and the Four of Wands, about that celebration at the end. But it's going to be up to you how you want to do it. Feel free to take what resonates, of course, but I do feel like this is part of your spiritual journey. The spiritual journey is never anything easy, right? And even if you don't believe in anything spiritual, take it as part of your life's journey. Everyone's life has certain things they don't want to talk about or bring up or deal with again, because they've already dealt with it in the past or put up with these people in the past, so they don't want to deal with it again. They've cut it out. But have you really processed it in a way that has helped you move forward is kind of a question back to you. The Earth Guardian is an angel as well, and the angels are here to protect you and help you through your life's journey. I am going to quickly just have a look at some of the keywords with regards to the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this is either how you feel when you're around them. It's like, do you take the high road, or do you take the, it's not really like the low road, it's just the safest path. The Dragon's Lair does talk about you have a good internal warning system, so when things are getting too rough, this is why you need to prepare now. So you have a, I don't want to say escape route or a scapegoat or anything like that. I want to say you know how to deal with it. You know, okay, I need to remove myself from the situation for a moment, collect my thoughts, ground, and then get back to it and either say what I need to say or do whatever you need to do. You'll know what's correct for you in this moment. Okay, so the Eight of Cups has keywords of not being able to let go, walking away, and then second guessing your own heart. The Eight of Pentacles talks about, in reverse, talks about wanting the reward without putting in the effort, overworking, sporadic progress, burning out. Right, I feel like the burnout is really what this is talking in regards to. Overworking, putting yourself into a position where it feels like it's too much work. That's why I say take whatever resonates, but if you do want to catch up with these people or whatever this is, make sure you've got other little celebrations and think about how far you've come throughout the year, especially. Like, you've uncovered this. I feel like before maybe this was not being able to be seen at all, the wonders. You can see some of them now. There's still some darkness or something to work through, of course, but that doesn't mean to say you haven't done work at all. Appreciate how far you've come. Don't let anything they say or do make you feel undervalued in any way. The Prince of Discs is really standing out to me, and with the princess or page or whatever you want to call it, this particular one doesn't show me too much about the kind of learning and that kind of aspects. It's more about growing, especially with the staying rooted. It's like standing strong. You might be the soft, kind person, and some people you deal with might be like this dragon in the background, might be challenging, let's say. You can still be gentle and not put up with, and be assertive and not put up with difficult people as well. Not have to stand for what's being said. I feel like when you shift and stand in your own power, that is when you'll feel the success. That is when you won't care what other people think or say or do, because you'll know who you are. You'll know how far you've come. And when you find that within, that's when you realize it doesn't matter what other people think exactly. You always want to put your best foot forward, but you really want to be happy with how you represent yourself, say, in this world. That's really what I want it to come across. However, I do feel like once you can get through some of this internal and prepare for it, I feel like it'll be a success. So maybe a lot of it is internal to work through and prepare for before you get to the event. And the event, and in the end, regardless whether it goes smoothly or not, you'll feel like it's success because you have stood in your power. Maybe some of the stuff has changed, they will see that, and maybe they'll change their attitudes towards you. Who knows? But regardless of what happens with them, it's more about how you feel about you. And that's what I want to say, most of all. And also, that is exactly what I see in your cards today, so thank you very much for being here. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.